Kips Clip.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not the
Tonight at
InfoWars
11.
Nightly News, where the answer
It's a
to
plan.
1984
And I'm
is
angry.
not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double-barrel bullcrap, the double-speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Kips Clips.
Alrighty, boob tubes. Another one of Kip's clips at a different angle. Let's see if this angle works. I don't know, time will tell you. In the evening, guys and girls, thanks for joining. I was going to do another See Through the Fear Porn Friday. The England games get a bit boring. One each, 70 minutes gone. Started so promising as well. Tell you what, at least Sterling's a player and a half though. But anyway, so thought I'd put this on for a wee hour. Give people the opportunity to call in, WhatsApp in, or Skype in, details below if they want. If anybody's got anything they want to talk about. If not, forever hold your wished. So, anywho, Jamesy Boy, Sparkle Whore, Blazing Super Leads, and there's my moose loose about this house in the evening, guys and girls. Thanks for joining in the chat room. Sorry, I've not getting better to do on a Friday night, but I'm trying to behave myself right now. So, what, put on a wee show? Anyway, what I want to talk about is the Hokey Cokey, Trump style. Now, you know, people that watch the news, interested in the news and all that jazz, I've still got a hangover of that from my conspiracy days. But I still have my very own conspiracies, man. Honestly, I have my own version of everything that's going on. But anyway, let us know in the chat if the audio is okay. Should be good, man. Should be really, really, really good. Turned on the Barry White filter. Can't you think of any Barry White filter? My head just went to 70s porn music there. Anyway. Or was it 80s? Can't remember now. So, what's happened recently? Hold on. Cha in the evening, Cha. Jodie in the evening. Thanks for, and there's the Dot, the artist formerly known as Tony, and Pontiac. Let us know if the new audio's broadcasting okay as well. Hopefully it should be better. And with a new angle. Anyway. So, let's get on with the bullcrap. So Trump announced troops leaving Syria. It'd be interesting to find the numbers on that. Maybe we can actually try that. And then, what's that? A week later, Turkey invades, or Turkey's doing what they're doing inside Syria. Let's not get into the technicalities. What they're doing depends on who you ask. And Trump is now deploying 1,500 more troops to the Middle East? Or is it the same troops? On
Developing
location,
this hour, the Pentagon
out of Syria,
sending
home,
1,500
more
more troops
hundred
to the Middle
reserves.
East, but not to Syria. The Pentagon announcing minutes ago that the troops will be sent to Saudi Arabia. The assignment, protect against Iran. CNN's Ryan Brown is at the Pentagon. Ryan, why is the president sending these troops in at this time?
This is why I'm going to make my prediction here. In fact, I'm going to actually might become the one and only. In fact, I'm going to put, what's the odds of Trump getting in 2020? I'm not even joking here. I'm making a prediction. Trump's definitely getting in 2020. Not that I want him to get in or anything like that. He's just doing too good a job. He's fucking up China with one hand. Woo! Got the fucking Chinaman in the ropes up. Kung Fu fucking punching them. You think the Chinas would be able to deal with that, but apparently not. He's got the Chinas fucking on one hand and then the other he's like boom, 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 smashing the Iranians as well. And then while he's doing this, he's just standing naked live on Twitter. I'm sure you can do that. I know you can do that. If you can't do that, it's one for the future. Standing naked on fucking YouTube, doing a truffle shuffle with his fucking funny hair, and every cunt's talking about his tits and his hair and his fucking big beer belly. Woo! That's Trump's fucking masterstroke, man. Think about that shit, folks. Because that's what's happening here and now. But, sorry, that's what I think's happening. Right? You know, see what Trump's doing to China? I'm not even saying it's a bad. I don't know, is it good or bad? Do you want China to dominate the future? I don't know. Do you love communism? It's up to you. Do you want them to batter the Iranians? Well, fucking. This has been a long time in the pipeline, innit? And it's about knocking out any reasonable. And I don't think this is knocking. This isn't about knocking the Iranians out. There's no way of knocking the Iranians out. It's just keeping them under. You know what I mean? It's like, right, top of my head. What was the war between Iran and Iraq when America actually... Shit. Did America back? Aye. I'm getting confused. Because... One decade America's backing this mob, 1 decade they're backing their enemies. But at one point they were backing Saddam Hussein in Iraq's war. That's why that was my confusion. One point they were backing Saddam Hussein. That's the Rumsfeld photograph shaking Saddam Hussein's hand against the war, against a war with Iran. And there was millions of people, I'm sure it was millions of Iranians, if not millions on each side. A lot, millions. Nobody battered an eyelid. Brown cunts fucking having it off in the sand, who knows? But it was all kind of part of a geopolitical strategy to keep these entities down. Before they get above their pay grade, before they actually started really getting of any real threat. Fuck, these motherfuckers might get nukes, and then we can't fuck them up. And that's what it looks like is happening with Iran. The rights of it, the wrongs of it, I don't know. But that's what it definitely looks like is happening. What you think? But maybe it's just me. Can't you see? Anyway. So what was I doing there? Trump 2020. Oh no, I want the odds. Here we go. See if it's tasty. I'm fucking taking a piece of the action. Special offers. Oh god, the fuck's this shite? Oh, big bad advert. Right. I gamble all the time, so this makes perfect sense to me. I understand. Who bets? What the fuck is this shite? Odds drifting, special offers. Just Donald, right, hold on, there we go. There's the runners, isn't it, right? And then there's the odds, right? So he's 13 to 10, 5 to 4, right, I get it now. Just looking at the wrong bit. And my stupid camera's in the way. Not really that tasty. Joe Biden's at 7s. 71. No tasty. Anyway, maybe things change at some point. You need to get in at the right time, eh? But that's my prediction. Trump is getting in 2020. He's doing too good a job.
Well, Ryan, the idea behind this deployment is kind of this effort to counter what the administration sees as the threat emanating from Iran, particularly following those attacks on those Saudi oil facilities that the U.S. and several European...
Blah, 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 blah. Usual gobbledygook from the talking heads. But look at the overall picture, what's went down here. The political theatre in America, it is got everybody looking at the left-right bullcrap with 2020 coming, because I think they've just started campaigning and stuff, and you've got Joe Biden and you've got him. No goal. He's getting impeached. You know, I'd rather them see some sort of a way to like get them impaled. You know, make that shit a wee bit more interesting. Actually, like, that would sort of a jive up the. That would make it far more interesting, wouldn't it? Let's drop the impeachment and go for impalement. But Donald Trump's got this absolute. He's like an octopus. He's got everybody a magical octopus. He's using all his hands and tentacles and keeping everybody distracted, and nobody's looking at the tentacle coming out his asshole, doing all this shit. Right, so these troops are getting redeployed to Saudi. Now, what happens if something happens in Saudi Arabia, which has just been demonstrated can? Well, who was it? Who knows? They blamed Iran. That's the narrative. So after that, more troops in the way of advisors and stuff was sent to Saudi Arabia, if anybody noticed. And now we've got these 1,500 more troops. What happens if something happens, regardless of who does it, and it's blamed on, managed to get blamed on Iran again, right? You could see that he's actually just putting them in there as like a fucking human shield, like that. Fuck you, Iran, just stop throwing missiles this way. Let's continue the slaughter of the Houthis in Yemen. Yemen, yeah, man. Nobody's even remembering that shit. Anyway, let's see if we can tune into some of the bullshit.
Countries have put the blame squarely on Iran for. So this additional deployment is meant to kind of help bolster U.S. deterrence in the region. There are some questions as to whether or not this is in part to help replace a departing aircraft carrier, something that the U.S. is losing in the region. So they're attempting to increase its footprint. But the real crux of the announcements today were concerned about the situation in Syria. The Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper, defending the U.S. position that was withdrawing U.S. troops from the border with Turkey, something that many think helped prompt Turkey to launch its invasion of northern Syria, an invasion that targeted America's Syrian Kurdish partners that helped fight ISIS. But Secretary Esper defended the move in saying that the U.S. has not, in fact, abandoned its Kurdish allies, despite saying that the U.S. military will not do anything to protect them.
To be clear, we are not abandoning our Kurdish partner forces, and U.S. troops remain with them in other parts of Syria. The impulsive action of President Erdogan to invade northern Syria has put the United States in a tough situation, given our relationship with our NATO ally Turkey, who has fought alongside the United States in the past, the Syrian Democratic Forces who helped us destroy the physical caliphate of ISIS, and the safety of U.S. military personnel. Rather than get pulled into this conflict, we put the welfare of our soldiers first, while urging Turkey to forego its operation and working hard.
I know, like, we all know America doesn't like to get involved in conflicts abroad. Anyway.
With us to address their concerns through the development of a security zone along the border. We remain in close coordination with the Syrian Democratic Forces who helped us destroy the physical caliphate of ISIS. But I will not place...
I preferred politics a couple hundred years ago when they relatively told the truth. We've got a Department of War. And even Winston Churchill, to a certain degree, when he was talking about gassing millions of Indians.
American service members in the middle of a long-standing conflict between the Turks and the Kurds. This is not why we are in Syria.
So despite offering tough criticism of Turkey's move to invade northern Syria, Secretary Esper making it clear the U.S. military will do nothing to protect America's Kurdish allies, and no other penalties for Turkey have been proposed. Ryan?
All right, Ryan Brown at the Pentagon for us. Ryan, thank you for that update. And that's going to do it for us on...
That's going to do it for me, and thank you for Mox News. So, I'll repeat for those just new in the room. Look at Trump's trick, right? He's fucking up the fucking Chinas with one hand. Hong Kong fucking fooing them with fucking one fist, man. Smashing them. Trying to smash them. Then on the other, man, he's like fucking like at in the Middle East, right? Priority, I don't give a shit, Iran. Right? He's went straight for the jugular. See, it wasn't as if this wasn't on the cards. It just seems Trump has upped the ante. And again, I'll repeat, this is why I'm predicting, I know it. Trump is getting in 2020. Who the fuck's going to stand against him? Like, the people that are getting put up to stand against him, there's only one I remember their name off the top of my head, Biden. And what jumps to my head when I think of Joe Biden? Creepy Joe Biden. So, I'm trying to think of the other ones. Cortez or something. Look at the programming. Crazy Eyes Cortez. And what's Trump? Trump's just like that. The big Don. Fucking up China. Keeping everybody laughing with his tweets. Oh, baby. Czech Republic just went 2-1 up. Give me one wee sec. Trump. I can interrupt this Trump broadcast to watch a football goal. Cut in along the ground from the right. Slot. Oh, beautiful wee goal, man. Beautiful wee goal. Guy fucking so composed. Passed it into the back of the net, man. Passed it into the back of the net. See, they're number 9, so he must be a striker, so that's what he's known to do. Anywho. So, Trump is doing this. Fucking up China. Fucking up Iran. And then in the middle, he's just flapping his big funny hair about and every cunt's laughing. And then he's doing the truffle shuffle with his fucking... And everybody's... And he's just fucking up everybody with his wee fingers. Anyway. I see a few more folk have joined in now. So, for the purposes of tonight's show, if anybody wants to bring anything up about the geopolitical hokey cokey that's going on just now, or anything, you want to just do a genuine hokey cokey or truffle shuffle, that would be brilliant. If anybody wants to Skype me live and do a truffle shuffle, got for that. But if not, anybody wants to just contact for any other reasons, batter in. Charlotte, Johns, how you doing? Devon in the evening, guys and girls. There's Stewie in as well, Jamesy boy, Devon. And McVicar, how you doing, buddy? Pontiac in the evening. And Jodie, how you doing? And Sparkle Whore in the evening, guys and girls. Right. What I want to do now, the Hokey Cokey. This is the Truther Industrial Complex's Hokey Cokey. Now, I don't know. My opinion is this guy was pretty high up in the influence charts. Some would say he still is. When it came to the alt-right and trying to take the small-minded, bigoted principles of far-right morons and try and disguise it under pseudo-intellectual chatter. That's exactly what Russell Brand does. Says, sweet Fanny Adams, you're using big words that you don't really understand. Right? It's a good trick, isn't it? But it doesn't really make you intellectual, I would argue. I'm sure Einstein said fuck cunt and bugger. That's all I'm saying. And no jibber jabber. So, I watched this thing in its entirety and I found it fascinating. So, like, I don't know. You watch these people and see the talking heads that are very prominent in the movement. The movement. Let me show you. I've got a wee clip here to show you, because you'll keep constantly hearing this and you're like, what movement is this? Killed the cat. Do you know what? I need to hotkey that bastards. Do my ninja skills. Anyway, talking to myself there. For sign of madness. So let's watch some controversial stuff.
I think that's true. So we must.
Now I'm hoping this is the clip. I'm hoping this is the clip.
Going to be a happy occasion. It's a joint
Woo-hoo!
meeting.
Happiness. What a easy call amongst friends. Let's get our all white shit going. Anyway.
Activity, maybe 3 ingrained agencies like the very had acting to
Woo, he's got a little cool magazine. Yeah, look, he's full of ecky. Woo! Right, now, who'd have funked it? A genuine brains puppet from Thundercats, Thunderbirds. Easy mistake to make. On your fucking screen, baby. Now, bear in mind this is a National Front, which came out of the BNP. This guy's a former BNP youth member. And aye, just listen. He makes some good points. Good points to listen to get an idea of how all these talking heads on like millennial woes and all that, who's been the Pied Piper, who's been manipulating these guys. Then I'm going to show you millennial woes and try and show you why I believe that he's just a poor fucking gimp that was used. You know, the guy was pure depressed. He talks the whole through journey like, my life was empty. It was fucking, I had nothing in my life. And then this YouTube alt-right thing fucking happened, and he found himself ball deep, and now he's fucking suicidal and all that. And that isn't even that isn't even me taking the piss out the narrative. That's literally his version of what's happened to him. But let's get back to brains here.
Personal story about how he got here, and obviously a bit of background to the area. Old Church, we used to have a good BNP branch here a couple of years back. The locals used to know us. We used to get good results in East London. Nationalism always did well in East London. Unfortunately, in recent years, as we all know, nationalism kind of drifted away. The British National Party is finished for all intents and purposes. So when I left the BNP in late 2014, I drifted around for just over a year. Nothing really seemed to took my interest, and I thought I'm not really achieving anything as a standalone individual. So I thought there's only one other party out there at the time. The BNP was still in its final stages of collapse, and the NF was then again rising up. And that's when
NF referring to National Front.
I decided to join the NF. So I joined the NF. I attended several demonstrations, of course, several events on behalf of the NF. I've given a whole bunch of speeches for that, of course, and I've also stood for election for the NF. Now, the intention is, just to keep it simple, what's the aim of the game is really to overtake what the remnants of the BNP, to put it simply, who are all but destroyed, to become another serious political fighting force in the UK. The National Front is the only whites-only party in the UK. The other party...
Whites-only party? I mean... Oh, what can I say? I'm a purist in this. Like, in a free society, you can't ban people, in my opinion, you can't ban people setting up clubs and having their own rules. And it's up to the individuals to decide whether they want to join clubs with rules that they agree with or not. Right? Me personally, I don't want to join any clubs who have got fucking any stupid retarded rules, but I have no problem with those clubs existing. That's kind of my attitude. But it shows you the attitude that is... Now, this is a BNP youth. So, these have been... I mean, I don't know about you, I can imagine this guy at the age of 12 was out getting his hole every fucking night. Right? Doubt it. Right? So, he's obviously, in my opinion, he's obviously been indoctrinated or somehow fucking brought into fucking far right fucking shit. And this links into sort of Jim Dawson and the creation of the, and him being a marketing genius whose speciality is in demographics. Oh God, there we go. Whose speciality is in demographics, and it wouldn't be hard to apply a bit of marketing skills to the YouTube community, the truther community, which may or may have not existed before they got involved, and try and turn it into your little vehicle to deliver your political messages.
Of course, as we all know, are not interested in Britons only. So really, that's my intention here. We need to get people to come back on board. There are a lot of fragmented groups, a lot of fragmented people, a lot of ex-members waiting for something to come back. And that's what we need to do, really. We just need to get them all back in under one banner. If people want to do street protests and such, that's fine, that's okay. But as long as when the election time comes around, we can all be singing from the same hymn sheet, and once again we can have a big movement like we had before. To have a movement, really, you've got to have a political party leading the way for the movement. And the movement needs to be led by the National Front. The National Front is the movement, and the National Front must become the movement for the future.
Now, if you don't understand what he's saying there, he's talking about the movement that's behind the BNP. Now, go and check out the people that were behind the creation of the BNP. It's the same movement. This movement was that Mosley's British Fascist Party. Seeing people went, oh, don't these cunts are just raving lunatic fucking white fucking supremacists. They then morphed into the BNP, who done the damage up until the point where they saturated, and now they've pretty much got no more political capital. Then this guy was talking about moving the movement. Do you see how the movement can move in between different groups? And then fucking EDL's fucking bullshit. Let's burn swastikas so they can't call us Nazis and get a few fucking token blacks in that are stupid enough to come along. Oh, it's horrible the way they've manipulated individuals. And even this young kid here, he's probably an old man now, and you really might be, I don't know, maybe you do might be pals with him, but I kind of think it's no his fault. Imagine when you were young, you fell in with that fucking mob, man. Wow! What a walloper you would turn out. Just my opinion. I have no white coat. It's the only opinions held by myself.
So I've only got a short talk. I haven't got a lot to really say about it. Besides...
Right, now, the reason I wanted to point that out is because you'll hear them talking about the movement. Now, you'll hear him talking about the movement. Now, what's he... Oh, I don't know, hopefully it will come out in one of the clips, but he's rebranded the movement now. It's not alt-right anymore, it's something else. Ramble? It's Jabba the Hutt. Shouldn't he say that, actually? Fucking guy's suicidal.
Feels weird to say that. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
God, man. I shouldn't actually be playing his clips because I'm fighting the demons to just take the piss. And through this clip, and I think it appears genuine to me, but I'm no expert. He talks about how trolls of getting his head and talking about him being fat, and then he looks at videos of himself and he's like, oh, so self-conscious. And apparently the guy's not made videos in the last year or something. I hadn't noticed he went off the radar, to be fair. This was like my first mega update and where this guy actually... I've never... Oh God, man, see that wee fucking angel on that shoulder, it's telling me stop. This one's like that. Fuck it, man. Anyway, it gave me an idea where this guy came from, and without trying to take the piss too much, he was a depressed, sad sack, right? And he did, I think his own literal words are like, I had nothing going on in my life, it was empty. And then he found the alt-right, and then he was somehow risen to the absolute top of the alt-right. And then when you hear about his story and how he's fell and how he's admitting he's now been fed to the wolves by people he shall not name, well, thank God it's the alt-right you're in and know the truth movement. It's like literally sad to see. I don't think this guy's an evil dude. He's a big bit racist and shit, but he's been tuned to the moon. I can only speculate, but he may have been full of fucking happy pills at the... Because he said it didn't say he was no happy or anything, he said he was depressed, like clinically depressed. And I'm sure they'd be clinically depression, you'd go to the doctor. And he found the alt-right, and then next thing you know, he's a fucking staunch Nazi and pseudo-intellect at the top of the fucking alt-right. Right, let's try and play some of his stuff and not take the piss too much, man.
I feel very self-conscious. Because just the other day, I was reading...
This guy's worse than Alan Watt.
...on the internet about some website, can't remember which one it was now. It was about me, about a bunch of people moaning about me. And that kind of thing makes you self-conscious. You know, it really does.
Oh man,
it shouldn't.
I know.
Ideally, there'd be a certain barrier.
It shows how innocent people who have been sucked into this fucking political fucking warfare on social media without realising they're in it, they're just tuned to the moon. It has real consequences for people, man. It really does.
And armour, arrogance. Especially after 5 fucking years. But maybe it's because I've been so inactive for so long that...
I don't know if it's just because he's a wee bit chipped up, but it's hard to listen to.
I can say so many things. All these thoughts occur to me, you know, that many things I've wanted to say in my absence from YouTube. It's been a real odyssey. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it...
Right, let me skip to the good parts before he puts me to sleep. 12:30. What's he saying here?
That I was in when I started the channel, of being completely isolated. I did have a few, like a couple of friends, but no social life.
This is the bit I'm talking about.
You're probably not my friend, but I want that sort of connection with my audience. I want it to be honest.
Authentic.
So that if we ever do meet, we could easily be friends.
Maybe you'll suck my balls.
But then that gets back to what I was saying earlier. Maybe that is a really
I don't get my balls sucked.
I mean, maybe it springs directly from the situation that I was in when I started the channel, of being completely isolated. I did have a few, like a couple of friends, but no social life really. Because all of this, something I've realised over the, and it's been demonstrated to me over the course of this year in a very painful way, is that every decision has repercussions. And you can't really it's a real thing. And so the manner in which you start a project, in this case a YouTube channel, does dictate the way it will proceed. But also in the case of a YouTube channel, since you are the centre of it. The ideas you have at the start will dictate your behaviour, will influence your behaviour. Obviously not dictate it necessarily, but influence it. And influence how you feel about the project, which in turn will influence what you do with it.
What is this project? Who wanted you to do a project? I thought you just started a YouTube channel and I spoke about your political views, but anyway.
I don't understand how this isn't a fucking morass of dilemmas for anyone else. Yes, for me it certainly is. Anyway, so I read this fucking thing the other day, and it was and I've seen it before, you know. Sometimes somebody will link me, well, you know, a fan or a friend will link me to a thread on 4chan or whatever, and it's about me.
It's always good when somebody does that, and it's beautiful. You're having a beautiful day. Just thought you would already see this. You're like, fucking thank you very much, man. I was fucking getting my dick sucked on a fucking roller coaster there. You just fucking emailed me 10 blogs. Woo! I know, it's always a good thing. But anyway, what was I going to say there? 1940, because... And, I don't know, very interesting to go and watch this whole thing. I'd just never really got inside this guy's head.
What happened is very difficult because I don't really know exactly myself what happened. I said, I think in March, put up a video, and I was asking for money for therapy, for stress management and stuff. And that was genuine.
I believe that. He needed money to manage the stress of the arse falling out of his YouTube revenue. I get that. Right? He can't frame it in those words. You know, he has to put on another facade because he can't come out and go, well, it's really not about the politics or saving the world against the brown man or anything. I was kind of, the content I was doing was dictated to by the amount of fucking money I was making. And I know this through experience as well. Fuck, there was points I was putting up YouTube shit, UKIP stuff and all that, you know? And it was only in hindsight when I pulled myself out the cult, I could see how I was manipulated. The use of money, popularity, clicks, community. All the shit that was offered to you if you started flying fucking that political flag.
I mean, I really was fucking stressed in March and February. Those were 2 fucking hellish months for me. But anyway, I said in that I thought it had been some kind of slow motion nervous breakdown. Oh, and that's another thing that guy said on the thread. He said he seems to have a lot of breakdowns for some reason. Yeah, well, what do you find?
Never good, like, fucking making a video answering fucking trolls' questions, because then they know they've got you inside your head, man. But I feel sorry for the guy, because obviously, because he was such a prominent figure in the alt-right, when the fucking alt-left started fighting back and using the same fucking barbaric, fucking horrible tactics, he became victim of that. And it's never nice to see any human being destroyed, regardless of what retarded views they have. So, I don't think this guy's a mass murderer, you know?
I can expect. I mean, the channel is not. It's not a fucking cheery channel. Yeah, I'd like it to be, but
you best start fucking employing some cunt else in. Alan Watts' fucking long lost love child. No, I'm going to say the most interesting thing ever, the most boring, droning Scottish voice I can, man. Alan Watts, please join us next week.
It's coming from someone who is clearly depressive. What the fuck do you expect? But, having said that, I think what he expected...
Now, I'm not sitting here taking the piss out of people that have that going on in their life, but I'd like to point out how this guy then I would argue if this guy was successful, he would, like, in the sense, like, let's say before he got into the alt-right, see if he had a social life, I don't think he would have got into the alt-right. I think that's blatantly evident with a lot of the characters that have fucking risen to the top of the YouTube shit, isn't it? And only a few people can actually admit it. Rather than sit back with that persona. If you know that. Anyway, I digress. But you can definitely see that he's got tits, can't you? I think that's why he done that angle to try and, you know, smooth out the... I'm trying my hardest not to take a piss here. I'm trying the hardest. Please, no, I'm begging you, nobody send this to this guy. I don't want this guy to watch this. This isn't... I think there's lessons to be learned about people's stories that have went through this shite, whatever side you're on. This is for educational purposes only.
You're just going to say this. What he expected was that I would get better. That I wouldn't remain depressed. And, you know, to be fair, that was always my intention from...
You know, see when I'm depressed, I just go, I want to fucking stay depressed. I don't know about you guys.
From the time when I realised, oh, actually this channel is helping me, which was about, I don't know, towards the end of the first year, I thought, fucking hell, I don't need to be depressed anymore.
Well, I can relate. Let's look at the dynamics of this. Guy with no social life starts bouncing about alt-right, probably through conspiracy, might add, right? And I don't know this for a fact. I'd love to question him on this. Was it through conspiracy that he was dragged into this new politics online? And then because of the kind of character he is, he ran a very successful YouTube channel. People love to listen to the Alan Mark droning Scottish voice. Some people love that shit. I don't think anybody... Do you know what I think it is? I just think women like to put it on their speakers and put up to their pussy. I'm depressing. It's just a theory. It's my crazy conspiracy theory, right? About Alan Watt and this guy being so successful. But... who knows? Who knows? And so look at the dynamic of how this guy gets sucked in and became... like, I'll be honest, because of this boring Scottish voice, I could never really engage with him. I really couldn't. That isn't even to be offensive, it's just the reality, man. But... to the best of my knowledge, he was a very prominent figure, outspoken, and as I tried to explain before, what they do is they take the ignorant, bigoted views of racist BNP old crusty fucks in the UK, white supremacist bastards, and they try and inject a level of those beliefs in politics and a pseudo-intellectual level. Bamboozle you with bullshit, basically. Say some big words, make themselves look more intelligent than you, and then tell you, wait is right, get them out and fight. Anyway, let's get back to lemon tits here.
And I should, you know, I mean, it was always therapy for me. It always started off as, you know, that's what it started.
I can relate.
And and towards the end of that first year, I started to realise that, it's going somewhere, it's becoming something totally unexpected by me. And so that was my intention, was to get better. And I think that this guy was sort of exasperated that I hadn't got better in some ways. In fact, he thought that I'd got worse because the authenticity had been replaced by egotism. I don't know if it has been replaced by egotism. From my point of view, it's become replaced by perfectionism and paranoia that anything I put up could either get the channel shut down, or it could be not meeting the standard.
Now, the weird thing about watching this thing in its entirety, I can relate to a lot of the things that he's saying there. That's why earlier on I was saying I think this video here and a lot of the shit he's saying is authentic. So I don't think Jim Dawson knocked on his door one day, gave him an underhander and went, here, listen mate, I want you to do this. Although it's still a possibility when you see some of the rallies he went to. It sounds like he was manipulated, you know, like the prey on the play on vulnerable people. He was vulnerable in the sense that he was lonely, had no community, no friends, no belonging. And next thing you know is if you parrot this shite, this political stuff, talk about this, you get lots of woo, cheers, thumbs up, come here, pat you on the bum here, suck my balls there. I mean, humans have a natural want. Like, I remember like trying to voice my opinions about the community that I'd found myself ball deep in. And it was hard because I knew that fucking people would take it the wrong way, and people that were pals and all that would be like, what you doing? It was difficult, man. Because you don't want to lose friends. Well, I don't know. I don't. But there comes a point when you just really need to say what you see. Whether you're right or wrong. You know, if pal came to me and said, yeah, I don't support Rangers anymore, I support Celtic, I would go, right, you can tell with the smell, but I'm not going to follow up with you. No, like fucking, oh, you're not in the club anymore. You know what I mean? That's cult-like. To me, that's the cult-like mentality. And when I sort of experienced that to a certain level, it was even more confirming of the shit that was going on with all this social media stuff, in my opinion. And I don't even think it's any laughing matter. It's look at this dude's life. He's clearly not a fucking. He's clearly fucking this relatively capable human being. God knows what he could have done with the past 7-8 years made of it if he hadn't been co-opted into some political fucking agitator online with the links had fucking Jim Dawson and stuff. And think how it would work. Right, this isn't beyond the realms of possibility, I don't think. The BNP motherfuckers, let's choose them, and they would go, right, there's all these disillusioned kids online, tuned to their internets. How do we get them on board with us? Right, we go into forums, we talk about that. Basically groomed a lot of these people. Right? I can remember how I got into... I can remember my journey, how touching base with... I'm not even joking, it was relatively UFOs, Bigfoot, crop circles. This is when I first had the internet on tap and time to fucking expose myself to shit I wanted. And when I first discovered YouTube with the, oh wow, you don't get just one UFO video, you get fucking 20 down the video, hang me. And I know you've heard lots of people saying this. That happened to be a reality for me. And you could lose so much time. And then you would pick up people explaining what UFOs were and how they were. And then I don't know about you, I touched on a lot of the spiritual shit out there as well, because I wasn't particularly religious. And just a combination of all these new ideas led me down to a path that I started a YouTube after I first engaged with Alex Jones, because let's not forget Alex Jones was talking about Area 51 and all that, and secret military technology and all that jazz. So you tune into him, and before you know it, you're fucking somehow politically, your conspiracy of the world and stuff, like one world government, is now turned into, well, I'm going to go and annoy MPs. Next time I'm in court, I'm going to fuck that shit up. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to follow Tom Robinson round the fucking UK causing riots. Right? That's the progression of the co-opting, I believe, of social media. In my own experience, I was never done the YouTubes to Facebooks to a great extent. It was all YouTube for me. And I've witnessed that with other people and myself. And a lot of this, I've never spoke to this guy before in my life. But it all, like, if I'd spoke to him, if I think he'd heard my story, like, you're fucking copying me, because I hear so many echoes of my own along the way. That psychological warfare when Trump got elected and YouTube started changing all its policies, and all the alt-right ones started stop swearing and trying to make it family friendly because their fucking revenue was getting rattled, and they couldn't really talk about it because they weren't about the money, they were all about the truth. Right? They couldn't drop that persona because less people would buy into their shite. Sales guys don't walk up to you and go, hey man, I want to sell you this piece of tech, I want to make money. They go, no, this is the best piece of fucking stuff ever in the world. And I'm only about the truth, man. And your money helps fund my operation, which helps spread this message. Whoa, what a beautiful sales pitch, man. What a beautiful sales pitch. Anyway, let's get back to this.
Established. That's a massive thing. I remember this happened when I did the Rot in late 2015, August. I had sort of consciously took a step up from my previous stuff. And that was actually a really fucking bad decision, because from then on I thought, okay, every video has to be like this now. Can't be improvised anymore. And not only did that take a lot of...
If you stop improvising, man, you lose your improvisation. I mean, everything, even my single clips are live to tape. And I never do a second take unless I forget to press the record button, or my mic is muted or some fucking bullcrap like that, and then I'm disheartened. There's nothing better than doing stuff that, well, I don't know, I'm lying, it's not as slick and as good looking, and sometimes the audio shite, lightning, and you get a humming in hand. And when I watch it back, when I watch my videos back as well, sometimes when you're trying to just do a flow of consciousness, you don't finish your sentences, and sometimes you don't even make sense. And like spelling mistakes is like nails down a chalkboard to grammar Nazis. That stuff sometimes. Plus, people have low concentration spans. They want boom, 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 something quick. Anyway, I digress.
Spontaneity and life out of the channel. It also placed enormous pressure on myself. That's another thing the guy was moaning about, that I moan about pressure. That it's all imaginary, really. And he said that Millennial, for example, he always moans that Millennial is a lot of work, when all he has to do is sit and talk to a screen. That was a really fucking moronic... That was one of the things that was just stupid, that the guy said.
I know. He had to watch 10 million YouTube videos prior to making these clips so he could get his content.
Because it's like, sometimes people have said this, I've seen it before, like, well, how can you call this a job? All you do is talk to the camera. And what a fucking stupid thing to say.
See, when you know what goes into making videos and clips, and you see who puts effort in, what effort they're putting in, the graphics and all that shit, you do get the, like, and imagine you just became, imagine you became one of the largest YouTubers and you were just coining it in. You become fucking lazy as fuck. I don't know if I put effort in, well, I don't know if I put in effort or not. I do a lot of... Anyway, I don't know who I'm speaking to here. Yes, you do. No, you don't. No, I don't.
It's like saying that all a teacher does is just talk to a bunch of kids.
That's all they do. I'd love a teacher's job. And then they got lots of holidays as well. Hey, we'll say hi to the folks in the chat room now. Oh. Wrong button. Anywho, thanks for joining, everybody. I'm not doing the off. This is just half time. It's going to thumbs it up, share it with your friends and your family and your foes. Remember what I do here. Digital, do chest guitar now. Digital basking. It's all available and accessible, free of charge. I'm going to do such a good job. I keep forgetting my camera's not down there. I'm going to do such a good job. You'll find value in what I do and use your spare change, not your life savings, in the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. And mega thanks to those who do. So I'll say hello to those folks in the chat room. Devin, Tony, Charlotte, thanks for joining, guys and girls. Super Leeds and Jamesy Boy in the evening, gents. Blazing Stars, how you doing, my man? Hope you have a good weekend, buddy. Hugh, how you doing, Hugh? In the evening, Devon, Apple, Hugh. and evening. John, how you doing, John? Blazing Vadoom, how you doing, Tom? Thanks for joining, buddy. Thanks for the wee shout out, Tom. So I think I've managed to say hi, everybody. Okie doke. So, woe's me. Let's get back onto millennial woe's me. Oh, okay. Is he a real millennial? No, I thought I knew what millennial meant. I thought it had something to do with millennium. But I didn't. And I think I forgot what it actually means now as well. But Google that shit. Anyway, I digress. As I laugh at this guy's stress. Not that. Anyway, but I'm sure this guy's got a funny bone. Well, I'm sure this guy's got a very big funny bone somewhere. Anyway. And as I said, in reality, I genuinely empathise with this guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he wakes up in the morning and wants to slaughter people or anything. It's just been very, he's been manipulated. It's like when you rock up and buy that Snickers bar, you don't think the fucking Snickers company has made you go down there and buy them, but they have. Don't you know that? Just like this guy, he doesn't think that Jim Dawson manipulated him into becoming an alt-right shite fucking cockboy. But he did. Maybe not Jim Dawson personally, just like the wee BMP committee. But Jim Dawson is the marketing guy, do you know what I mean? He's the manipulator of the BMP. He does the flyers.
As retarded as that. No.
Ooh.
There's a fucking huge amount that goes on behind the scenes. Even just working on your own. But, I mean, just as a solo guy who is not connected to the community, the network at all. But for me, there's a fucking lot that goes on in addition to that, which is all the community stuff. And I mean, I'm in touch with so many different people. And helping them.
So he became like he was manipulated into becoming the far right's community builder. Alright, cool.
And see, that's another thing. Another fucking thing that I could moan about and tell you about. There's so much that I could tell you.
Moan about, you mean?
But anyway.
He is the pure definition of sad sack though, isn't he? Do you remember the Raggy Dolls? Nobody likes me, everybody hates me. I don't think you wouldn't be allowed a sad sack in Raggy Dolls nowadays, man. Kids are missing out. Every kid needs a sad sack in their children's TV shows.
Because that's another thing. Like, it's another thing that's dragged me away from the channel and detached me from it. The fact that I now spend so much of my time either facilitating other people, solving problems for them, helping them, advising them, or worrying about them. And someone said to me a few months ago, you've got to learn to be selfish. You've got to turn people away.
I thought you were against about identifying with, like, other sexes and animals and stuff. So why do you want to identify as a shellfish? I don't get that. Why do you want to be a shellfish? I mean, like, you just go like a crab, maybe? Go and crawl under your shell?
And I replied, well, there's no one else who can help them. Which is probably true. I mean, it sounds like egotism, but I think it's the truth. You know, I do have a unique position in this movement. For want of a better word.
Boom! Right now. Like, I don't know, did you hear? I'm trying to think when I played it. On the Templar report, and Jim Dawson was talking about his Knights Templar being a militant Christian order. I think he said a Christian order, a militant Christian order. Not ashamed to say it, not ashamed to say it. And that comes off the back of him talking about, like, dying in the gates of Buckingham Palace. Would people get their rifle out and go and die for the Queen because of the shit that went on with Bojo and Brexit? Seems silly now, doesn't it? Like Jim Dawson, like, quick, let's get to the Buckingham Palace with our fucking rifles and all that. And now we're sitting like that, right? Well, what happened to that? Like, I thought there was a mutiny or some shit. What's going on here, Jim? What's going on, Jimmy boy? And what's happening with this gay sex being mandatory, and who's pumping your bum telling you it's mandatory? That's what I want to know. Maybe it's millennial hoes.
I mean, again, it's like, this is why it hurt me to read that post. Because the guy was implying that I'm some kind of fucking egomaniac who doesn't care.
You just said that you were the only one in the whole entire world that could have not been an egomaniac, but probably true. Anyway.
And the truth is, I really fucking care. I care too much about... See, this is getting into another thing now. Something happened recently.
Tell us.
I don't know how much I want to talk about this publicly. It might be a really bad idea, but let me, for now, I'll just say I realised you've really got to ration how much you help other people, because they might not help you back. In fact, they might throw you under the bus. And that was bad as well. But, I mean, that was really the sort of culmination. And I thought the culmination of this depression was losing Twitter last year. No, it was in this year. But I don't know how much I'll talk about that. It's,
Oh, I lost Twitter. Oh, I lost my Twitter.
Betrayal by people in different parts of the movement. People I'd helped. People I'd helped a lot. And then suddenly, no. We don't care about you. That's horrible. Fucking... I mean, it was... the worst thing... It was the worst experience I've ever gone through in my life. I was suicidal. For about a month. And, but that was, I think, we're going to look in the bright side.
Where's my diary? Yep. 99 days I've been feeling suicidal now.
That was the nadir of all of this. And since then, I think I'm starting to recover in a real way. If any of you follow my Instagram, you'll know that I've started eating more healthily. So I'm pointing to fruit that's off screen. And I've started drinking.
That's no way of talking about your boyfriend.
Better, cutting down on the coke. This one's for just for filming the video with. And I've started swimming as well. So it's a lifestyle change, and obviously this will be not lasting forever. But it is the lifestyle change that people have wanted to see in me for a long time. Another thing that prompted this was I see photos of myself at conferences, and I think, Jesus, you really are not good. You are fat. It's... I see why people moan about me. You know, it's like, I should be...
You should be an Adonis, man. If you want to say the things you want to say, you should fucking have pecs like fucking Hercules.
Looking better for, you know, if I'm going to be a representative of this movement, then I should look better than I do. And I should, just live better than I do. And again, reading that thing the other day, his complaint was, well, he had many complaints about me, but that was one of them. I couldn't blame him for that. I thought, yeah, you're right. I've just got to admit you're right. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to talk more about what I just alluded to.
Nice one, boys.
The movement. Christ, we could talk all day about the movement. I don't even know if I want to be part of the fucking movement anymore. I'm not sure. How do you characterize the movement? I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It's like...
Do you know what? Honestly, where I honestly think most of this is coming from? The loss of the ad revenue. You know, and the problems that causes for folk, you know? I understand the mental make-up dilemma of thinking YouTube might be your career at some point. You're making loads of dough and shit. And then boom shakalaka, it's over. I can understand why it's done though now, in hindsight. And you can't be a wee bitch about it, and fucking you just need to understand what happened. And unfortunately this guy was so ball deep in the movement, he probably can still make some coin off it. He can't even admit to himself he's been sucked in by the far right.
Well, you can't define porn, but you know what it is when you see it. You can't define the dissident right, but you know what it is. You know, it's what was the alt-right, what was the alt-light, and they've evolved into this thing that we just casually agree to refer to as the dissident right.
Dissident right, that's what I was trying to think of earlier.
But it lacks all sorts of things. It lacks, well, I mean, there is no consensus.
Sexy role models.
Right. It's not even that right wing. And I know you could say that the alt-right wasn't that right wing. Well, should I get into this here? Might be a huge, massive tangent.
Oh dear, the dilemmas. Think about it for 10 minutes.
It was a reaffirmation of the concept of hierarchy, but it was also not 100% traditional or traditionalist. And the dissident right is even more like this, because it includes a much broader range of things.
Yeah, like gay people, that's what you mean.
Even more lax direction than the alt-right did.
That's because it doesn't really exist. These have just been used and manipulated
to
move everybody over to the right, even though the gay lesbians that will slaughter if they ever get any power.
We want to induce social change, social transformation. Or would that be the right word? Perhaps metamorphosis would be a better word, because transformation implies that there's a known end goal, a known end
state. Is he so sweaty he needs a dehumidifier in this room?
And I don't think that we should pretend there is either. It's a big mistake. I do think we're at the stage where we need cultural change. And
so we still
I think that political change, I've said this for ages, I think that political change is basically futile until there's cultural change. But the cultural change probably isn't going to be as...
Let's go to 35. I'm getting bored of this guy now.
The alt-right would have envisaged, I think, called regeneration. Because I want to do what I said I would do more than a year ago, which is to document my recovery. And as I said earlier...
Maybe you'll get that monetized. Maybe you're going to stop being a racist bastard on YouTube and just talk about depression and all that. Will you be the first person?
Yeah, the state that I was in the middle of this year, I don't know. It was a fucking nightmare, and I don't know if I've ever been in such a bad state before. Definitely, I haven't been. I don't think I've ever been closer to suicide than I was in August of this year. And so I'm not saying that for pity or whatever. I'm saying it because it's
donations.
It's relevant to this, because
maybe money for some stress counselling will help sort you out, man.
From that,
it looks like 108 Morris might have just topped himself or faked his death for some money. I'm not even joking. I'm hedging my bets on the latter.
Oh.
Yeah, that is a good. Let's Bring that into the fold. It's hard to keep track. Two moosies, loose about this hussies.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Got some bad news today, and I feel like I should.
Like, it's okay still to be skeptical, you know, like if this was like let's say Weinstein or Clinton or something, everybody would be like that for the rafters, fake their death, fake their death, fake their death, fake their death, and then like 108 Morris does it and you might be called insensitive. I genuinely think this guy might have topped himself. Again, I think his YouTube channel was shut down or his videos deleted, I can't find it, revenue dried up, and then he's just fucking, I don't know, maybe he's not well, but you know what? I believed it up until I seen the point where the GoFundMe page popped up. And then I was like, right, well, he's dead now. Surely the reason we know he's dead is the GoFundMe page for his medical bills is now shut. No, it's for his family. Well, I don't know how like, call me skeptical, right? See if you got on the YouTube gravy train. It'd be a smart move to go and stay. Imagine you were making thousands of dollars, right? Imagine, in fact, let's say you were making minimum wage here in the UK on your YouTube, and then you decided to go and fuck off and stay one of the fucking most cheapest places to stay in the whole entire world. Hookers and blow every fucking night, man. Yeehaw! But I don't know, that's just my skeptical mind. But Morris is severely sick, and now apparently he's dead. Rest in peace, Morris. Rest in peace. I don't know if his YouTube channel's been shut down or he's actually died. Who knows? Who knows? No, look, there's a picture here of him in a hospital bed on a GoFundMe page. Who would ever fake one of those? Know what I'm saying? Heart attack, give me NHS bills. Thank you very much. Please come again. Anyway. Shit's going around, isn't it? It's almost like, fuck, the fucking franchise is, the franchise is over. You can keep your own wee franchises going as long as you possibly can, but the head office can't help you out anymore. The game's a bogey, folks. The YouTube gravy train pyramid scheme is gone.
The recovery is going to be interesting, and I hope it will be a recovery of different types, psychological and physical and lifestyle and so on. And I want, as I promised a year ago, to document this change so that other people in a similar position can benefit from my experience.
I hope it works out for you, mate.
And it was not done with my eyes wide open going into it. If you went back in time and said,
"Oh, this is very interesting,"
didn't have anything to lose, and because I didn't have anything, I mean, my life was a complete wreck. I really didn't have anything to lose.
He's talking about starting his YouTube career.
Well, I felt I didn't have anything to lose. I mean, I think I was 31 or 30. How old was that? Something like that. When I started the channel, and it was not done with my eyes wide open going into it. If you went back in time and said, Colin, here's what's going to happen.
There's some real weirdos out there on YouTube.
I honestly don't know if he would have continued. The 31-year-old me. I think he would have been scared shitless. And that doesn't mean that I regret doing it exactly. But I simply mean that it wasn't bravery that made me start the channel. Credit is, where it's due. I admire people now who start channels and, put their face. I wonder, what do you think? Is it bad to want to pour yourself into something so that you know this is important, this is special, this is meaningful? That's not bad. But I guess if it's so that this thing is me, so that this thing is an avatar of me, then that would seem like egotism. But what...
Oh, God. The whole clip's him, poor me. Anyway, got the details on your screen if you want to go and watch it in its entirety. It's actually quite interesting. Just because a lot of the echoes I can hear that I relate to, it seems like a legit story. I can read between the lines at certain points and all that, you know. Obviously the facade of it was the arse dropping out of ad revenue on YouTube. I wasn't there. I mean, I think most of them said they flung in their towel on YouTube, but they're now back at it. I'm only putting exclusive content over on BitChute and all that jazz, you know. And I have empathy for them in a certain way, but also don't have empathy for them that they can't man up and now go, right, hold on, I was used as a fucking tool here. I can see how that gravy train of money was used to kind of control the kind of slant of content I would put out, and this wee network of fucking butt fucking gravy cock trains all makes sense to me now. But they're all still hanging on for dear death for a good bit. You know, they probably earn more respect from people if they came out and went, here, hold on, I think I was used by Trump. Anyway, and Morris's deed. Right, it's getting nearly past my bedtime. What was the final score? Was it 2-1? Still sloppy England. Oh no, I can't stand the English fucking press. Right, see, like, no matter how good they bug them up and stuff, any defeat, they're the worst team in the fucking world. It's a crisis. I've got too many fucking bojo journalists down there that just have fucking pages to fill with shite. Anyway, I digress. And there's the football results. Now I need to do the weather. Raining out. There we go. Weather and football results. That's how you end this shit. We all know it. In the evening, everybody. FTW all day in the evening, buddy. How you doing, Devon? Apple, Blazing, Tony. If anybody wants to join, details down below before I fire off in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. I'm fucking off. So if anybody does want to put their 2 tuppence worth in before we fuck off, batter in. Super Leeds, Charlotte, Eunice, Blazing, the artist formerly known as Tony, Hugh, Devon, Super Leeds, Gorillas in the midst. How you doing, buddy? When does he off himself? I don't know, man. I looked in the stars and I heard January's going to be a bad month for him. But don't worry, we'll make a video after January saying never been so close to suicide. Listen, I genuinely hope that guy does not kill himself. Jamesy boy in the evening. Thanks for joining. One and all. Hugh, Devon. Right, have a good weekend, and I should see you on Tuesday for not the InfoWars Nightly News. But the title might be misleading because I'm just seeing what's happening with the algos. Oh. Because, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how they fucking operate, but it's harder than I thought. Oh God, why is... Anyway. Oh God, I'm getting confused. I know why I'm confused. Because my moose is loose about the rang hoose. There we go. Oh, dearie. Right, why is that happening? Right, there we go. Sorted. Right, thank you everybody. Have a good weekend. Remember, thumbs it up, our digital busk. It's all available and accessible, free of charge. We're going to do such a good job. You found value in what I do and use your spare change, not your life savings, in the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. Mega thanks to everybody that does. Catchies on Tuesday, folks. I hope. Keeps clear.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave. I've broken the conditioning. It doesn't work on me. I'm primitive. I'm real. I know the enemy. And if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist. Break the conditioning now. Excuse me.
This is not the InfoWars Nightly News, where the answer to 1984 is not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double barrel bullcrap, the double speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Keeps clear.